It was the worst travel day of my life, and the last person I expected to save me was a gruff, tattooed biker who looked like he hadn't smiled since 2009. But what happened next in that airport completely rewired the way I think about human beings. I'm talking about a 6-hour delay, a dead phone, a lost wallet, and a gate change that sent me sprinting across 3 terminals like I was auditioning for the Olympics. The stakes were real. I had a connecting flight to my father's hospital bedside, and the clock was laughing at me. Now, let me set the scene properly, because context is everything here. Picture a man the size of a small refrigerator, covered in ink, wearing a vest with patches I didn't recognize and probably shouldn't Google. He was sitting alone, eating a gas station sandwich like he had nowhere to be and no feelings about it. I'd run out of options. No cash, no charge, no clue, and every person I'd approached in that terminal had given me the universal, not my problem shoulder turn. We've all been that person asking for help in public, and we know the specific agony of watching people decide you're invisible. Here's where the psychology gets interesting, because research consistently shows we underestimate stranger kindness. One study found people expected help about 30% less often than they actually received it. We build these mental walls around certain types of people, and those walls cost us more than we realize. The biker, whose name turned out to be Dale, which is somehow the most perfect name, looked up, clocked my panic in about 2 seconds, and said, "Sit down. You're making me anxious." He then handed me a charging cable, bought me a bottle of water, and walked me to my correct gate without being asked. Dale didn't lecture me, didn't make it weird, didn't ask for anything in return, and didn't even wait for a thank you before disappearing back into the terminal like some kind of heavily tattooed guardian angel. The whole interaction lasted maybe 12 minutes and cost him maybe $4, but I'm still thinking about it years later. Here's the absurdity hiding underneath this story. We spend enormous energy profiling people based on appearance, building elaborate threat assessments in our heads, and then we act surprised when the person we profiled as dangerous turns out to be the one who shows up. The irony is almost too on the nose to be useful. We fear the wrong people and dismiss the right ones constantly. Historically, this pattern repeats across cultures and centuries. Every folktale, every religious tradition, every stranger helps traveler story is essentially the same lesson wearing different clothes. And yet we relearn it every generation like it's brand new information, which is either deeply human or deeply embarrassing, probably both. The misconception worth addressing directly is that kindness from unexpected sources is rare or lucky. It's not, we just filter it out. Our confirmation bias toward people are selfish is so strong that we literally don't register the counter evidence sitting right in front of us eating a gas station sandwich. The practical takeaway here is almost offensively simple. Lower your assumptions about who is capable of generosity and raise your willingness to ask. You miss 100% of the Dales you never approach, and that's not a statistics problem, that's a perception problem. What Dale actually changed wasn't just my day, it changed the operating system running in the background of every social interaction I have. I started noticing how often the unlikely person is the one who holds the door, picks up what you dropped, or just makes eye contact when everyone else is looking at their phone. There's a philosophical thread here worth pulling. We get the social world we're willing to believe in because our expectations shape who we approach, who we trust, and who we give the chance to surprise us. Discipline and perception, deliberately choosing to update your model of people based on evidence, is a practice, not a personality trait. And honestly, I'm comfortable not knowing exactly why Dale did it, whether it was habit or empathy or just a slow Tuesday, because the outcome is the same either way. What matters is that I was changed by it. And changing how you see people is one of the highest return investments you'll ever make with $0 and 12 minutes. If this story hit different for you, subscribe and check out all our other topics.